Hello everyone! Thanks for tuning in. In this video, we'll explore the emotional horror survival story Uncontained, a tale of human connection in a world gone mad. Be sure to like and subscribe. And let's dive in. The film opens in a frozen wilderness far in the north of America. The camera drifts across endless snow and silence until a lone figure emerges from the storm, a man named Dan, worn out and heavy with despair. His face tells a story of hardship and loneliness, as if survival itself has become a burden. Then the focus shifts. We meet Jack, a young boy, and his younger sister Brooke. The two live alone in a deserted house, buried deep within the icy wasteland. At first, we see them playing like ordinary children, but danger is closer than they know. Through the cracks of broken glass, shadows move, zombies, wandering just outside, completely unnoticed. Dan carries himself as someone who has lost everything. He lives by one rule: stay alone, trust no one. Companionship is weakness, and weakness means death, but fate has no interest in his rules. We are then introduced to Donnie and Melanie, neighbors of Jack and Brooke, but their lives are short-lived. One night, zombies swarm their home, tearing them apart in a brutal attack. What was once a fragile sense of safety instantly collapses into pure terror. Meanwhile, Dan wanders through the forest. Among the whistling winds, he hears something faint. At first, it sounds like nothing but the breeze, but then it comes again, a fragile cry. Not an animal, a child. He follows the sound to an abandoned cabin, crumbling beneath the weight of snow. The roof is nearly gone, the windows shattered. Inside, pressed into a dark corner, two terrified children huddle together. Dan stands at the door. His instincts scream at him to leave. Two children mean trouble, and trouble is deadly. For a moment, he turns away. But then, Brooke looks at him, her voice trembling as she whispers for help. He hesitates. That single hesitation changes everything, because the danger is not only from the undead. Raiders, armed and ruthless, roam the land. They are not the creators of the virus, but they are predators in this broken world. Soon they find Brooke and take her hostage. Dan tries to fight, but the raiders overwhelm him. Jack, desperate, refuses to let go of his sister. Then, in a shocking turn, the children's mother appears. She bursts in with a flare gun, breaking the chaos and rescuing Brooke. But the fight leaves Dan wounded, shot and bleeding out in the snow. Jack, Brooke, and their mother are reunited. Dan barely clings to life, but we discover a haunting truth. He is infected, and so is Jack. The virus exists in two forms. The first keeps you alive, looking almost normal, but it curses you with immortality. You never die. The second strips away your humanity, turning you into a flesh-eating monster. Soon after, we meet Brett, a powerful man searching desperately for his missing daughter, Melanie, and her husband. He suspects Jack's family knows something. He also wants Dan, but doesn't yet realize how close they are. Jack and Brooke's mother tries to calm him, speaking carefully, trying to protect her children. Brett almost forces his way into the house, but Jack returns at the right moment, lowering Brett's suspicion. For now, danger passes, but inside, Jack begins to change. The virus stirs within him. To keep everyone safe, he locks himself inside a storage room at night. Standing guard outside, Dan makes sure nothing happens. By morning, Jack returns to normal, at least for now. Later, in a quiet moment, Dan finally reveals his past. His family had been infected with the deadliest form of the virus. To prevent them from becoming monsters, he was forced to kill them with his own hands, even his daughter. That unbearable weight explains his silence, his isolation, and his constant grief. Jack and his mother want him to stay. They see more than a broken man. They see someone who can protect them. But Dan, terrified of losing control, chooses to walk away, back into his lonely existence. At night, he lies down in the snow where he once found rest, but this time, he is not alone. Brett and his armed men have tracked him. They attack with full force. What they don't expect is his strength. Infected, scarred, and unyielding, Dan fights back with monstrous resilience. One by one, he tears through them, unstoppable. But Brett is relentless. His obsession is his missing daughter, Melanie. We then realize she had appeared earlier in the story, surviving with Jack and Brooke for a short time before disappearing into the chaos. Knowing Jack's family is in danger, Dan rushes back. But he's too late. Brett has already captured Jack and Brooke's mother, planning to kill her. Dan arrives in a storm of violence, cutting down Brett's men with ruthless force until only Brett remains. Their final battle is brutal. Brett is strong, but as he watches Dan endure mortal wounds, heal, and rise again, fear takes hold. Dan transforms into something horrifying, far beyond human. Out of control, he massacres everyone in sight, consumed by monstrous rage. When dawn breaks, he awakens back in human form. Horrified at what he has become, he stumbles to the family's home, but they are gone. On the table, he finds only a letter. In it, Jack's mother writes that they found safety, peace, and a chance to live. They had to move on. Dan stands in silence as snow falls around him. He realizes they have survived. Without him, perhaps that is enough. The camera lingers on his lonely figure, swallowed by the white wasteland. His story ends where it began, in silence, in grief, and in the endless snow.